G'day everybody, hope you're well. Welcome to, wow, pretty good day, or interesting day anyway to start things off. Hope you had a great weekend. And yeah, please, if you want to, like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. It'd be great if you could do that. Okay, yeah, what a move, eh? What I want to do in this session really is to go through and have a look at what's changed in the top 10, have a look at what it looks like. Because look, we are now on our, sixth day. Today is the sixth day where Bitcoin has come off of those lows. And as you can see, these most recent lows, not only has it blown the downtrend out of whack, it's actually up 30%. That's a significant move on Bitcoin, which is obviously the largest of market cap. G'day Tate, Sean, Thomas, and Dreshen. I'm not sure if I've pronounced that correctly. Afternoon, is it? Oh, shit. So, excuse my French. Sorry, it is. Wow, 1 o'clock. That's happening fast, isn't it? I suppose that's what happens when you train in the morning. Yeah. It's huge. It's a big move, and of course there is rumor out there. And I say rumor because I thus far haven't seen anything that's really been confirmed about the Amazon and Bitcoin scenario. Now, I hope it's true. Obviously, if it is true, then it may be something that kickstarts further upside. And the reality, g'day Mathwich, Mitchell, and Michelle. The reality is, when you look at this chart now, I know it's got a long way to go, but it's not that far off all-time high. I know it's 70%. Don't get me. I know it's a long, long way. 70%. It's got a lot of movement to happen, but it's just done 30% in the space of 6 days, less than a week, and that's pretty cool. It's pretty darn cool. Now, the rest of the markets followed suit, but Bitcoin's really stamped down a fair bit of its dominance here. And if I take you through here and have a look at this, look at Bitcoin's dominance on the chart here, okay? Now, we do have, it's moving on. It's gone a bit, but it is moving. Look at the weekly. This is where I'm finding a bit more information. Where I'm finding it is through the price and through what the higher lows. Look, higher low here, higher low here. Now, it's not broken through just yet, but if it can push on, the positives that we do have are the higher lows, and they're very clear. They're very clear higher lows. Could Bitcoin come back to something like we experienced leading up into Christmas last year and really just dominate the market? And you can see, look, the moves aren't really that big. The candles look really huge, but if you look at the dominance chart, 4.3%, 4.8% in these weeks. It's not a huge movement because it doesn't always move a lot. You can look at this 1.2%, 0.3. It's not an index that moves around a huge amount. So to do a couple of percent is quite a big deal. And you can see those higher lows coming in here. So do I use that chart? Look, no, I don't trade it, but it is a chart that I have been starting to pay a lot more attention to. And this is my spot list here. And you can see Bitcoin dominating pretty much all the alts, just about all of the alts being dominated in that list, and that is a more highly liquid list. So let's go back and have a look at our top 10 and just discuss what it means. Well, Bitcoin here last week, of course, we did see it up 11.4%, really strong rejection of that low. We've broken the high of that and already put on 7.38%, which is today's move. Coming back now and looking at this monthly, this is what I'm finding very, very interesting. And I'm going to use the BitMEX chart here because there's more data. It's pulled back into that cradle zone. It's a big bullish candle. Let's not beat around the bush. It certainly is not a small candle. However, you look at from high low, it's 26%, but it's in a pretty good spot, isn't it? Now, if we were to see that close like it is, for example, right now, we've got 30 days, has September, April, June, and November, 31. So we've got 5 days still to go. But if we were to break above that, I would see that as being quite bullish because, again, we would be just about, very close to, above $40,000 at that stage. And that, to me, kind of gets us out of what has been fairly rangy. We were going lower highs all the way through until just recently. So we can't deny the fact that it makes the chart look a lot more bullish. However, what I am going to say, g'day, Jacko. Hey, Jeff, one thing I will say is that it's just gone straight up in the air. So the reason I was looking for shorts through here is lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Obviously. Now, I did speak and say that I had bought some Bitcoin, and I actually, you can say what you like, but it was actually this day, and it was before the move. So I didn't buy much, but I'm glad that I did put some more in. It was a complete fluke on that, by the way. I just thought, okay, well, we're around that support. I'm just going to buy a little bit more. And then I was looking to put in orders further down if we were to break down through these lows here. Just Johnny on the spot, got lucky. All right, that was as simple as that. No technical stuff. Just decided I think Bitcoin's good for the long term. I'm going to buy a little bit more to sit in my long-term portfolio. So no trading associated with that at all. But you can see a very strong run. So let's go ahead and have a look at our mid-time frames now. We know we like to work the 4 hours and whatnot. High or low. Look, it's kind of blown itself out of the water a fair bit here. I mean, there's not much that I can read into this, obviously, other than the fact that it's going up. So that forces me now to move to the lower time frame. So just see if there is any cyclicity around. And as you can see, that the last 3 hours have been absolutely jam-packed. 2%, 3.8, 4.35, and at one stage we were tapping on the doorstep or the door of 40,000. There's not much there on the 1 hour that's that satisfactory. The 30-minute or the 15, it needs to settle down a bit more and to get its to get the motion going. The other thing I'd like to address as well, go Nels, is are we going to, is this going to force me to FOMO in? No. I've got some Bitcoin, and, I had a very good, well, in my eyes anyway, I had a good plan if we were to continue to fall and look for those candles that do this one over here, those big spikes to capture an entry. I was looking at a few different projects, like Ethereum had support, if I show you here. Held. If it broke that, I was looking at orders below. I think Cardano. Yeah, there's another one there. There's a couple that had those support levels in there. Bitcoin Cash being another that I was going to put some orders in. The thing is, now that we're moving higher, I need to reassess what's going on there. And as it's just soldering higher, I'm not really interested in buying into that. I wait until things settle down, and look, I might not even buy more. I might just sit on what I've got and do my trading along the way. But right now, as far as trading goes, we need to see it settle down on Bitcoin. Ethereum on that daily, once again, you can see the very clear bounce off of that support, and we didn't break down the new lows here. However, you can see that if we would have been divergent there as well. Going out now to the weekly chart, you can see we were looking a lot more bearish because we had a lower high, and it looked very much like we were going to make into a lower low to continue that weekly trend or to pick up that weekly trend and send it further, but it did not happen. So now we've got last week up 15%. We've had a very strong bounce off of that support once more. Let's have a look. 35%, very similar, a little bit more than Bitcoin actually. And when we look at that monthly, once again, there is a big rejection candle. It's got a long way to go to the all-time highs, but it just shows you how absolutely rampant that bullish run was on Ethereum prior to the most recent fall. Once again, we'll go back to the 4 hour, and we can see a little bit better cyclicity on the 4 showing on Ethereum than what it is on Bitcoin. I'm going to eliminate that level now because it's been broken through so many times. I don't see that as having any relevance at all. Higher low, higher high, looking very, very good there indeed. Again, though, I've got to say it. I mean, it's got to get some cyclicity on some form of time frame. I mean, I'm not looking to be buying into this. I'm looking for cyclicity. I'm looking for those trends that bounce along quite nicely and gives me opportunity. So I'm not looking for trades on Ethereum or Bitcoin at this stage. XRP is woken from its very slumberous slumber. It had rolled over. We weren't seeing massive moves out of it though, and not a great deal of cyclicity. Have a look at this on the 4. It was throwing out this. See how messy it looks. You know what I mean? Like it's banging around all over the place, and it just didn't really have that really nice flow. When the flow decided to step in with these nice clear lower lows, we just went and popped the opposite direction. So again, I didn't find any opportunities at all to short that. And I haven't had many trades in a while. There's been the odd one here and there, but there hasn't been a great deal with the market being somewhat, I guess, messy, confused. So there wasn't a great deal there. So dropping down to the lower time frames again, I mean, look at XRP. It's just rocketed off. It's good to see the markets moving, but it will require now more time to wait for the trends to get tradable as far as I'm concerned anyway. And the reason I say that is because where we did have a really nice trend in the downward momentum, in the downward direction, we've now seen the market move up, but without a great deal of trend backing those moves, and therefore, just because the market goes up doesn't mean I'm trading. I'll have to wait. Bitcoin Cash, another one here, had a great bounce off of, not really off of support, but there was some support down here. We got close to it. Another very good bounce, a very big day, 8% right now as we approach $500. There's a little bit of something up here, but I'm not too concerned about it for the time being because there's nothing really to trade. Again, it's gone straight up in the air. Again, the 15, no cyclicity. I mean, look at that. That is just a heck of a move. Boom. It's just, it needs to settle in. Okay, now I don't mind if it continues to move higher. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for it. But what I want to see is I want to see the market come back to the way that I like to participate, which is when the market is much more, it's got higher probabilities for my outcomes. Simple as that. From Bitcoin to Cash to DOT. Again, we do see a bit better cyclicity here on the 4 hour and the 8. We can clearly see little pullback, little pullback, little pullback. So the actual cyclicity is there a little bit nicer on Polkadot. If it were to roll in, and this is going to take quite some time given that these are 4 hour candles, but if it was to sort of pull back into maybe $14 or something like that when the moving averages catch up and it, a few candles later, that could be something that I'd be interested in. But again, it's got such a long time to wait to set itself, and it's not ready for me yet. Again, top 10 moving quite well. Litecoin, this is one that I do like a little bit more. I spoke about this morning on my live trading floor scan. This wasn't a trade for me either, by the way. There is a level drawn in there. As you can see, there's tests along that level. It wasn't a tradable level for me at that stage, and it still isn't just yet because it needs to come back. Now, if I draw some Fibonacci levels in here, you'll see it's a long way out. So the 61 I'd like to have there, it's not there. That being said, again, you can see the bouncing coming out of here. You can see the higher lows. You can start to see better cyclicity. So Litecoin, it is one that I'll be keeping an eye on, but it does need to take its time. It's just gone banana cakes once more. The whole market kind of has, really. I mean, even Doge is up 6%. It's not quite had the explosive growth from the bottom as many of the others have. Let's have a look. Well, it doesn't look like it anyway. Maybe it's just that it doesn't, the percentages are there. Well, the percentages are the same, but when you consider that Doge moves in massive numbers, percentage-wise, it's not really done a great deal. Very underwhelming. And if you look here, the way it's done, see how messy that is. It's not the sort of chart that I like to put my time into because it's just these sorts of candles, these wild big poof up down, makes it a little bit messy out there. Binance. Let's go and have a look at that in the daily again. The level for Binance, really, I want to see it get above here, and I'll tell you why. Here's our weekly. We get above the high of that candle, $339.65. Then we've got ourselves a higher low and a higher high. Then we start to see the monthly come into play with that bullish candle. We start to see a little bit more momentum shifting away from the sell side and back into the buy side, and that's ultimately what I want to see. And that's a big reason as to why I'm holding back a little bit more at the moment on these positions, on these markets, because we don't have a clear trend on the dailies at the moment. So Binance on that daily, still a little bit confused, still a little bit of noise up through here. I'd like to see it, settle a little bit more, much the same as pretty much with everything else out there. I want to see it settle some more. Another one here, Cardano, getting close to $1. It seems to have been quite good to be, $1. Let's have a look at that. You hit the dollar within a day or within 24 hours on the close, you're up 78%. The next time it occurred over here, a couple of days and you're up 35%. And this time, although not bang on the dollar one or whatever it is, another big move to 30-odd%. So the market has moved 30% for majority of these. It's pretty similar across the board. You look at the monthly and it looks like a daddy long legs. Look at the weekly, and we do have the potential for a higher low. Not the cleanest chart when compared to a higher low on, say, Binance, right? With the higher low here. You look at Cardano, it doesn't have quite the same level to look for that trend change. That being said, it's really the daily that I'm looking at here to hope for a higher low to get that trend in motion, all right? Down onto the 1 hour, It's just gone straight up in the air. Once again, not one I'm looking to play with just yet. And on to UNIPERP as the last one here. You can see once again, this has had a very good move off the bottom as well. We're looking at more along the lines of about 40% there on Uniswap. Once again, it's the monthly that I want to have a look at. A lot of these charts now on their monthlies, look, they're bullish. Well, XRP not quite so much, Bitcoin Cash, they've got tests on them, but many of them are actually starting to look a heck of a lot more bullish than what they have been. Does that mean anything? Well, the end of the month will tell. And then we've got to break the high of those levels. But for right now, for me, it's about sitting back, waiting, not getting FOMO, not getting overexcited, and just keeping your money on ice, really. Something else to say to you, for those who've been messaging me, worried about me and that sort of stuff, I'm fine. I've not been caught up in the whole Australian, well, it's not just it's one person essentially, or one group. I got nothing to do with it. We parted ways 18 months ago. I know as much as you guys do. I really do. And for anybody out there who's hurting from this, I'm really sorry. I don't know what to say more other than if you do need someone to speak to, I'm happy to, if you haven't got no one else, reach out to me. I'm not always able to get back to you straight away. But I know that there will be some people that are feeling pretty silly, pretty hurt, and I'm really, really sorry about that. It's a real shame. I don't know anything else, and because I don't know anything else, I don't know what else to say. All I can say is that I've got nothing to do with it, not involved in any way, shape, or form. About 18 months ago, we ceased all affiliation with said business, and haven't heard from them since. So it's yeah. It's a bit sad. It's a bit sad. Yeah, you got to be careful not to FOMO in. That's right. Be careful. So just I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I have to address it, of course. I don't know anymore, and there's everybody's name gets dragged into the mud at the same time, and it's always the same people that just come out and all they want to do is tear people down. I've got nothing to hide. I've got no issues. Just be wary of all the stuff that you see going on, because I think that there's probably a lot of truth in some of it and a lot of speculation and just made up rubbish in the rest of it. So have a great day and look after yourselves, yeah? It's beautiful weather here. I think I might go and chase a groper because the market, well, ain't much going on trading-wise right now with these extensions. Might come back later, have a sticky beak and see if it's settled down just a wee bit more. And while these westerlies are howling, it means the ocean's damn flat. That means time to catch some crabs and some groper. You have a great day. Please do not hesitate to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. And if you'd like to learn the free stuff about how I trade and what I read and how I go about the markets, please visit tradercobb.com. Take it easy, guys. Have a great day. Bye for now.